Pokemon Day 2026 is almost here. With 6 days on the clock, we need to talk. What's up, everyone? If you're new here, my name is Isaiah and welcome to the Tepig Tube. Today we're going to be going over what Generation 10 needs to do to be successful and improve on its predecessors. To Pokemon Sword and Shield's linear story, to its poor visuals, to Scarlet and Violet's poor performance, today we're going to touch every subject that needs to be talked about going into Generation 10. If Generation 10 truly wants to research the series, I believe these are the things that it needs to do. Launch with a stable FPS. There's nothing more that we can all agree on than paying $80 for a game and it launches feeling unfinished. For that reason, I do think this game needs to set a new standard. I think 4K 60 FPS would be a great target for the first Switch 2 exclusive games. Because it's a Switch 2 exclusive, I think people's expectations will be higher. So I feel like there's no excuse for Game Freak with the Switch 1 not holding the game back. I really expect that the game runs smooth and well, and I hope that the visuals look great. Just overall, something that you would want to experience for $80, which we do know will be the price of this game since Pokemon Pokopia is starting at $70. You can't expect Generation 10 Wind and Wave to be $80. So if they want to really bring back the fan base and recover from, some of the criticism from Generation 8 and 9, I think the first number one thing is to make sure that the game not only looks good but runs the best that we've seen Pokemon run. The number two concern is making sure that the game runs properly, not just good, but we need to make sure that there's no bugs, glitches, at launch. Again, the expectation is going to be much higher with it being a Switch 2 exclusive. I think that bugs, visual glitches, obviously there could be a few here and there, but I think for the most part that the game needs to be really well tested and looked at. Obviously nothing game breaking. Again, it's a video game, there's probably going to be minor glitches here and there. Number 3 will be expanded multiplayer. This is one of my dream ideas when it comes to Pokemon. I think we all grew up wanting to be able to explore a whole region with our friend. Scarlet and Violet, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee kind of had their own taste at that. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you could do local multiplayer, but it was very, very limited. The second player couldn't open doors, couldn't initiate battles, and again, it had to be on the same system. Scarlet Violet, you could join other people's worlds and stuff like that, but again, it wasn't the full experience we wanted. What if they did some kind of MMO-like feature in Generation 10? What if you could, see other players in a certain lobby or area of the game when you connect to the Nintendo Switch Online? Personally, I think that this would be probably one of the fans' most number one requested features, and I think that feature alone would get many, many people to buy the game, and it would make it worth the price of $80. My number 4 on the wish list would be Mega Evolution returning, opposed to new gimmicks. Unfortunately, with everything on the list so far, I do think that this is the least likely. There is leaks for a codename Majin, which is supposed to be some kind of weather gimmick in Wind and Wave, but I do think at best we could get both. What if Mega Evolutions do return in Pokemon in Generation 10? I do think it is the best gimmick, and I feel like everything after was doing a little too much. Personally, I would love to see, at least some Megas return and maybe even some new ones. With it being such a big deal in ZA, I don't think that this is an impossible reality. This one right here I think is going to be the most likely. Pokemon Home compatibility is a must for Generation 10. Personally, I would prefer for it to launch with home compatibility, but if it's going to take a few months, then I think that will be understandable. Anything more than a year I think is too much. But yes, being able to transfer your Pokemon from Generation 9 Scarlet Violet all the way to Generation 10, or even Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Pokemon Go, all that, I do think needs to be a feature allowed in Generation 10. Pokemon Wind and Wave or Generation 10 is going to be the start of a new era. If the game is polished, with expansive multiplayer, strong Pokédex support, deep gameplay systems, then we know Generation 10 won't just be criticism. Let's open the doors to this new era and make Pokemon the best it can be. But with just 6 more days left until Pokemon Day and the presentation, What are your thoughts on all of this? I want to know your guys' opinions and your hot takes for Pokemon Generation 10 in the comments below. What do you hope we will see, think we will see? Do you agree with my list? Is there something you disagree with? Be sure to let me know. Comment down below, like this video, share with a friend, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more awesome Pokemon content and stay up to date with the latest and greatest Nintendo news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a real one watching this far, be sure to comment Harry Potter. See you later.